Well, also tonight, another edition of Premier's Picks with Premier Brad Wall. Rob, Glenn, and I were part of that. And, of course, the Premier, being a big Raider fan, couldn't resist a parting shot, I would have to say, at one Mr. Vanstone.
Warren, my Oakland Raiders senses are tingling, though. I think somebody in a broadcast booth somewhere in Regina is wearing Peyton Manning Bronco gear.
How did you know that?
You know,
you
I just absolutely knew it. I could tell. It was just there was a disturbance in the force.
You were hoping I'd wear Preston Manning stuff? What would you?
Or Eli. Eli, I think you and I could agree on the Giants, maybe. I don't mind the Giants.
Wasn't there a Manning used to be the premier of Alberta?
There was an Ernest Manning.
Do you know what they're talking about, Glenn?
I have no clue. I'm still going over my draft for the Ottawa Redblacks.
Hey, by the way, there's Glenn's voice. I just have to say a special thanks to him and through him to his partner, Chris. We snuck Winthorpe the gnome into the booth there at halftime, and they were very generous with their time. And by the way, for all the Green Zone listeners, they should know we should lift the curtain back a bit and tell those who are wondering, what do the best television football broadcast team do when they throw it to the panel at halftime? I could tell you that at least Chris Cuthbert's busted. They eat chicken wings because that's what they were doing when we saw them at Guelph, at the University of Guelph.
They're first in line for the smorg, I'll tell you that.
Chicken wings.
All right, Gary Nickel, the King, is now on board, standing by, and we wanted to go over last week's picks. First of all, Mr. Wall, you were 3-1, as was Gary. So Winthorpe.
Can you believe that?
I know. What's going on there? Winthorpe, as a result, 1-3. We should mention there were other premiers on last week. You know, the Premier of New Brunswick was a perfect 4-0.
4-0, home of the next CFL expansion franchise, we hope, beyond. Yes, David Allward was 4-0.
I guess he's been studying up.
Premier Pazlowski was with us at the game at Guelph. Yukon was 3-1. Premier Clark 2-2, and Premier Sellinger in Manitoba 1-3.
And how hot was that Toronto pick, right? Everyone laughed at Gary. Oh, yeah. Toronto, are you crazy? Look at me now, top of the world.
That was Jamie that was laughing.
Oh, okay. But you definitely laughed too, Mr. Premier. I got to tell you, you were loving your BC
Winthorpe.
pick.
That was Winthorpe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Anyways.
Right. Yeah, moving right along.
All right, moving right along here. All right, you guys, this week, Hamilton at Edmonton.
Mr. Premier, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I think that Hamilton is so beat up, and, Edmonton all but won. I'm going with the Eskimos.
Whoa. Very interesting. Well, for the sake of catching up to you, as I plan on doing now, I'm switching it around with my 3 for 4. Going to try to go 2 for 2 here and take Hamilton just so I can gain on you, Mr. Premier.
All right. We got to move along here, gents. Sorry about that. We got a little tight for time here. Winnipeg at BC on Monday. This will be an interesting one. BC will be mad after that game yesterday.
Lions.
Oh, you always beat me to it, hey?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the Bombers, that was the one loss we all had last week. So I'm going to go ahead and ride the Bombers again just so I can climb the ladder a little bit.
Oh, my goodness. Bombers in BC. Good luck to you. Gary Nickel.
I get left out a lot on this show with you, trust me.
Gary Nickel, Brad Wall, thank you so much for doing this. Mr. Wall, it was a great pleasure to talk to you, and hopefully we get a chance to do this here in the not-too-distant future.
Just Brad, Warren. Thanks for the time. We'll listen to the rest of the show. Take care.